Hello world, welcome to the Serge Show, a podcast brought to you by the one and only Serge Clothing. Make sure to go shop at sergeclothing.shop for any and all of your clothing needs. Today on the Serge Show, we have the one and only Weatherman Williams.
What's going on? How are you guys?
So, Nick here, the Weatherman, is here today, and we're going to be talking about some of his Weatherman adventures and whatnot. So, Nick, what got you interested in the weather?
All right, so pretty much I've been into the weather since I was about 5 years old. I used to go on family vacations, and I would literally talk about the weather every single day. And I even for Christmas, like I used to ask for weather stuff. So the one year I actually got a tornado maker.
Really?
When I was probably 7 or 8 years old, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I'm like, oh my God, I can make my own tornadoes inside of this. It was a little cup, and you twisted it on, and you pushed whatever. It was F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, and you push it, and it would make it. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Holy shit! Yeah, that's awesome.
So I didn't do anything that I'm doing now when I was younger, clearly, but I actually wanted to make my Twitter page. My Twitter page was brought to life because I used to post on Facebook. If we were going to have school or not, I'd be like, in my opinion, I think that we're not going to have school because this, and this. And people used to rely on people
would start listening.
Yeah. People were like, oh my God, this kid knows what he's talking about. Whenever I'd say that, or whenever I'd say something about, school being closed or delayed or whatever, it would usually happen. Mm-hmm. So people were actually messaging me saying, you should really start your own page up. You're really good at what you do. You know what you're talking about. And I'm like, all right. I'll give it a shot. Mm-hmm. So I got Twitter, which I never really used Twitter that much. I have my own Twitter account, but I never really used it. So I made it on Twitter, and I started off with in the first week, 30 followers. It was nothing. Not a lot of people knew about it. It was really only people on Facebook. Mm-hmm. So I started posting it around, and my first year was pretty good. I think I skyrocketed up toward the end of the winter around 100 or 200 followers, which that was great for me. I'm like, oh man, all right, this is going somewhere. Mm-hmm. So my first year I did it, I don't think I was wrong at all. Out of every single time that we didn't have school, we got a delay. My first year of doing it, I was not wrong once.
So what year was that? When?
It was 2017. I started the page on February 12th of 2017.
17. So you were?
I was 17. I was in, what would it be? 11th grade.
Junior.
I think it was my 11th grade year. Yeah, it was my 11th grade year. And I started it. It was toward the middle of the winter. I didn't start it in the beginning of the winter because I was just doing it on Facebook at that point. Mm-hmm. So, once I started it, that was it, And actually, I'm going to give a shout out to Abby Ortiz because she was the one who made my first Twitter profile picture.
Yeah.
And it was a picture of some random weather guy on some news station, and she just cropped my face into it. And that was my first Twitter profile picture.
That's pretty funny.
And
yeah.
I kept it there for a while until I used the abominable snowman.
I like the picture now. It's kind of got a iconic vibe behind it now.
Yeah, that's what I use, the abominable snowman, because that's just I do winter weather. That's my thing. Usually once the winter season's over, unless there's something catastrophic about to happen, then I'll post it. But other than that, I'm all winter weather.
So you've been into it for a while, like you said.
100%.
So what, you would just you would just talk about it with your parents and stuff?
Yeah, my whole family knew that I love the weather. Mm-hmm. Every single person, because I make it clearly very well known that I love the weather. Yeah. My family would always come to me asking me, "Oh, what's the weather going to be? What's the way?" Just that kind of stuff. So yes, I've been to it since I was 5 years old, mm-hmm. and the passion and the flame never died out since then. It only got more. It only got
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say.
And now more useful too.
Yes, now more useful, more than ever, because now I'm not just telling my family, I'm telling a whole, my whole Twitter page, which now has 742 followers, which is a very big jump from my 11th grade year till now.
That's probably the entire area.
Well, yeah, it's pretty close. I mean, there's, I have teachers. I have my own text alerts too. I mean, I think you knew that. I have my own text alerts. I have the superintendent. I have administration from a variety of buildings in the Hazleton Area School District. I have a lot. So, and not to mention that Brian Uplinger, our superintendent, trusts what I say as well.
Yeah, it almost seems like he goes off it, or
Yeah, I don't know if he goes off it. I think that I have a little bit of an influence on it. I think he definitely looks at other things, but well, I think I definitely have a little bit of an influence on it. I have a story for you. There was one time where I posted something on my Twitter of I think it was one of the days that we were going to get an early dismissal, and like I had a feeling we were getting an early dismissal, and I posted on my Twitter, and I posted like this whole detailed description. Because like whenever I can't fit it, because like Twitter has like a character cap. Yeah. Whenever I can't fit it, I'll put it on my notes. And I took a screenshot of my notes and I posted it on Twitter. And the teachers got a email from Uplinger, and they read it off to me. And I did a comparison of what I wrote on Twitter and what it said on the email. Yeah. And it was very, very, very close. It was almost pretty much word for word what I said was going to happen, and that day we ended up getting an early dismissal, which was
funny.
Which was pretty cool. And my teacher, I actually showed my teacher. It was my crafts teacher, Miss Beidelman. Yep. I showed her what I wrote, and she read it off to me, and she's like, "That's pretty close to what you said." I'm like, "I know." It's like it was like, "Oh, wow."
That's funny. Yeah, you know what you're doing.
Yes.
So what is it that you do to predict it?
So it's actually not as easy as people think. You know, a lot of people
you always say that.
Yeah, it is really not as easy as people think. You know, people are like, it's just the weather. How could you be wrong? There's a lot of ways you could be wrong with the weather. Everything, it's so unpredictable. Anything could happen. Literally, we could have a storm that could drop say it's going to drop a foot of snow, and all models could agree on that. And a day before it happens, everything could change. Literally, it changes every hour. So here's the process. Here's what I do. So there's a weather website. It's called Pivotal Weather, and it has model runs. It has the NAM, which is North American model. It has a Canadian model. There is different model run times, different model run hours. It pretty much it's pretty much like it gives you like a future look at what's going to happen. So with winter weather, I'll check every single model. There's a lot of them I don't trust because a lot of them are wrong. The one I use the most is the NAM. It's a short range model. There's long range models, short range models, medium range models, and usually I don't like to hype storms up because I feel like if I do that and then it doesn't happen, people are like, "Oh, well, you said this, this, and this," and I'm like, like it changes, you know what I mean? So usually what I like to do is I'll wait. The NAM runs on a 24 to 48 model. There's a 24 to 48 hour model run, and that's pretty much when it's most accurate. So I'll use the NAM, and I'll send out, like whatever information I could. And that's pretty much how I do it. I compare models. I do everything like that. And I pretty much make my own prediction based off of what I see out of each model run.
So what does a model show you? Like
it shows
a map, and then like
yes, it shows you the map. Yeah, so you have to choose your region and like where you live and stuff, and it'll show you. But it has on the side, it has like a legend. It has like a legend of like how many inches of snow, what color it'll come up on the map, and then I'll look at our area.
You'll compare it to.
I'll look at our area. Usually, it just tells you right on the thing. It'll have like if we're getting 4 inches, it'll have 4. It'll have the number 4, and then that's how I know. But so that's pretty much how I do it. I compare model runs, and then I send out all the information that I know out to the public. So it's a lengthy process. It's not something that's short. It takes a little bit of time. It probably takes me about 15 to 20 minutes to actually get all the information, know how I'm going to word the information, like stuff like that, because again, it's not as easy as you think. And there's been a couple times this year where I've said we're getting a big storm and nothing has happened.
Yeah, I recall.
So, again, that just goes back to the whole thing. Weather is unpredictable and it changes all the time. So it's not as easy as you think.
Yeah, you've gotten pretty reliable over the years. Like people really rely on you. If it's,
I think that's so cool. I think that is the coolest thing ever. Like, to be honest with you, I've thought about deleting my page a couple times because I'm like, oh, I don't really think that this is worth it. I don't think many people really care about it until people start telling me. They're like, people really like rely on what you say. Like even people I don't even know, like, like people I've never heard of, like, well, if they see me, they're like, are you the weatherman? I'm like, yeah, but I have no idea who they are. You know what I mean? Like it's weird. Like so many people know who I am just by what I do. Like I've made a name for myself around this area, and that is,
and you're like the only one around here. So
yeah. I mean, there's two other people who do it, Pete Bard and Richard Lazar. Okay. They have their own weather page on Facebook. It is oh god, let me think what it's called. I can't think of what they're called.
Are they
on
in this
Facebook.
area?
Yes, they are. Richard Lazar is a teacher at the Career Center.
Oh, okay.
And Pete Bard, he's not. He's an administrator over in Weatherly, but they've been running it for a long time, and I actually have talked to both of them. It's Richard Lazar is the one who does the winter weather, and Pete Bard is the one who does like the summertime, springtime weather and fall.
Yeah.
But whenever there was like a storm coming, like a winter storm coming or anything of the sorts, I would talk to Richard Lazar, and we would go back and forth, and we would talk about it, like what we think is going to happen, and yada yada yada. So I do talk to people within the weather community as well. It's not just me.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
So
Outreach,
yeah. So people know that, like those people who do the weather know that I do it as well, and all that. So
yeah, the way you run it is different than like turning on the Weather Channel.
Yes,
because you'll put a percentage
yes.
of if we'll have school or if it'll be a delay or whatever.
Yes, personally, I feel like Newswatch 16. I don't trust it. Period. And I don't even watch it really. Like I don't listen. I don't like. I don't go on my phone and just look at AccuWeather or a weather channel and then be like, oh, I'm going to send this out. Like I do the whole model thing. I do all that. I do my own thing.
That's why you're so reliable, because you put so much.
Yeah, I put so much effort
and
time. Yes, exactly. That is me. That I don't like to follow what other weather channel says, because that's not original. Like that's anybody could do that.
It's like retweeting something.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like retweeting something. It's not. Yeah. It's not yours, and it's whatever. You know what I mean? So yes. So that's that. That's the whole process behind it, and that's again why it is not as easy as people think it is.
So I see here you have a little prop with you.
Yes.
It's your graduation cap.
Yes. So my mom, I wasn't gonna put anything on my graduation cap, because usually people, like boys or guys, don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, some do to be funny, like they'll put something funny on there, but like most of them don't. But I'm so known clearly for doing what I do that my mom was the one who told me to do it. She's like, I'm going to send it to one of my friends, and she's going to make a design for you, and see how it comes out. And that is how it came out, and that is what I wore to graduation.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I got a lot of compliments on that one. That people thought it was very funny. Yeah, because that's just me.
It's just you.
Yeah, it's just me. So, so yes, that is that.
So HALCWW.
Yes, Hazleton area, Luzerne County, winter weather.
Okay.
Yes. A lot of people ask that question.
It's a lengthy abbreviation.
Yes, and I had no idea what to name my weather page when I first started it. So I just thought, I'm like, Hazleton area, Luzerne County winter weather. I was just like HALCWW. Like that's how it came to life. It wasn't really. I didn't really think that hard about it. It was just kind of something that came on the top of my head, because I didn't think I was going to get as big as I did. I thought I was just going to die out after like a couple months. I had no clue that I would get to where I am right now. Also, another story. There was a news station in Philadelphia who noticed me somehow. I don't know how. And they called me, and they wanted me to go and tour their weather station over in Philly. And I said no. And I don't know why I said no. I wish I would have went and did it, because I think that could have started something.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's a start.
Yeah, and I said no. I'm like, no, because I don't have like a degree in weather. I don't have anything like that. So
you've been studying it all your life. So.
Yeah. In like a weird way, I've been studying it all my life. There's a lot more to weather than what I know. Like I only know probably about 35 to 40% of the weather world. I mean, there is so much that to learn. There's so much to know. You have to go in for like atmospheric science, and I mean, it's it's very, very, very hard to get into. It is very hard to get into. You
shouldn't have turned that down, though. That could have been a good start.
I know.
Would have got something out of it.
I think I would have too, but everything happens for a reason. One of the things I live by, everything happens for a reason. So we'll see.
So it's winter weather,
Yes.
are you planning on
Doing anything else?
anything else? Yeah.
Probably not, to be honest with you, because I feel like people really only care about the winter weather aspect of it because of school. So
Open or closed? Yeah.
yes. So if I were to go out and say, "Oh, today's going to be a high of 64 and sunny and cloudy," like people are going to be like, "Okay." Like,
Yeah, maybe for this audience, but like a news channel.
oh, for a news yeah, for a news channel, I mean, if I were to get on a news channel, then I would clearly do everything, but for this audience just around here, they're all about the school closings and the school delays and early dismissals and all that.
I think posting an occasional like when it's like just getting out of winter and it's cold, like it'll be a high of 70 tomorrow because that's how Pennsylvania
Oh
gets.
yeah,
So.
no, that's not a bad idea. I've done that a few times, only like once or twice that I've been like, oh, tomorrow's gonna be like seasonably warm or like overly warm. Like, I've done that a few times, but I feel like not a lot of people really cared for it. There are some people who, like older people, like adults, who would maybe rely on like rain, like for me to like post about rain, because some people's, like my job, I do landscaping, so that like if it's raining then I won't go and work.
Yeah, rain delays stuff.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe in the future, if enough people would care about it, then I'll do it. Maybe if I grow an audience of older people, then I could post about the rain, thunderstorms, and all that. But as of right now, I am just focused on the winter weather. Like that's my thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, rain and stuff along that line would be.
Well, yeah, it
useful.
wouldn't be like a hot topic of like a topic of discussion. Like people wouldn't be like, oh, it's gonna rain. Like So I mean, I would definitely wait until I built an audience of more older people who maybe rely on it more than the younger people do right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my outlook on it anyway.
For sure.
And what I've noticed after I've posted stuff about rain, because not many people reacted to it. You know what I mean? Like they were just like, okay, it wasn't really that big of like a discussion. Like, oh, it's gonna rain. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I stick to main.
Yeah, that wouldn't make a difference for a school difference.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Unless we got like flooding and power outages, then
Yeah,
it
that
would
have to be a big.
Yeah, then I would post something about it. But other than that, no,
Mhm.
just definitely winter weather.
So, you were a model.
Yes, for a little bit. Yes, I was a model.
That's pretty cool. So tell me about that. How did you get into that?
Well, I got into model. See, I was never really into modeling. I never thought about doing it. Like that was never something that was on my mind to do. But my mom was the one who said, you should really try and go and be a model. And I looked at her and I started laughing because I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, there's no way. And she's like, no, like you definitely could do it. And I'm like, right. I'm like, well, if you could get me into it, then go ahead. Like, I was making a joke about it. Never thought it would happen until the one day she texted me and said, I sent your pictures into, it was West Talent Management in Philadelphia. It was based out of Philadelphia, Miami, and Los Angeles. And she got a email from them, and they asked for me to come to their open call, which is where they pretty much just get like probably like 100 kids or 150
Like
kids.
an audition type. Yeah.
Yeah, an audition. So I went to Philadelphia with my stepdad, and I went in there, and all I had to do was get a number, and I went up on the stage. I walked up, I walked back, I walked to the left, I walked to the right, and I walked off.
Yeah.
I said my name, my age, where I was from. That was it. That's all I had to do. So there was, I think there was like 150 kids or 150 people who auditioned. I'm pretty sure they chose like 20 out of that 150. And I was one of the 20 that got chosen.
Wow.
Yes. So I used to drive every Wednesday from my house in Drums to Philadelphia for runway practice. And I would go there for 2 hours. I think it would start at like 6 and end at 8. And I would drive home. And I did that constantly for about 2 months. It was like a 2-month period where that's what I did. And they asked me to be a part of like a runway crew and like rep all these different clothing brands. I mean, and the money to make is ridiculous. They were saying
with a big company like that, I'm sure.
Yes. They were going to give me, I think one of the shows they were going to have me do was like $10,000
That's ridiculous.
just to rep clothes. So there is a lot of money to be made in it. And what ended up happening was the place that I went to actually went under. So like they just like completely like just stopped everything. And I wanted to quit because like I just didn't feel like that was me.
Yeah.
So I told my mom, like, I'm probably gonna quit. And she's like, why would you do that? I'm like, I really don't like it. Like, it's just not something that interests me. And she's like, okay. So I went to one last final runway practice, and I told them I was gonna quit. And they actually said, they're like, oh, well, we're going down anyway. And I'm like,
so
okay.
maybe the question is, where did that money come from?
Yeah, no, really, yeah. I mean, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea. So they went down. And that was the end of it. I never did it again. I kind of stayed far away.
Wow.
And I was asked to be in like the background people in the new Transformers movie, which I told you about that.
Yeah, that's
like last
that's
week.
insane.
And I was in like 10th grade when I got asked to do it, and the money, I think it was like $5,000 or $10,000, one of the two, like in between that. And I said no. And it was so dumb, and it was something legit too. Like, it wasn't something fake.
Yeah.
Like, they were going to fly me out to wherever they were recording and pay for everything, and then I would get paid to be in the background of a Transformers movie. And I said no.
You're something else, Nick.
I know. I do very questionable things every single day, and I'm pretty sure people know that.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So you turned down that, and you turned down the Philadelphia weather station.
Yeah, again, questionable things I do. And looking back on it, I'm like, oh man, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
But yes.
So what do you plan on doing in the future? Would you like to continue with modeling or weather?
To be honest with you, and this is probably going to shock you just as it shocks me and other people as well, I don't want to do either.
Really? Whoa, wow.
I don't want to do the weather. And modeling, if I could get back into it, I will do it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can't, it's no skin off my back. You know what I mean? But weather, I don't want to do it.
But you have a passion for it still, right?
What, for weather? 100%. But here's the thing. My biggest fear is failure. And that's the honest to God's truth. My biggest fear is failure. And the amount of money to put into go to college for meteorology, the amount of time, and the very little job opportunities that there are in that field, because the job opportunities are not very high. It's not like in demand. Not a lot of people are looking for weather people. I don't think it's worth it. It's like I'm going to school for something that I am passionate about, which it sucks that that's how it is, that I am as passionate as I am about it, and there's not a lot of jobs for it. But, I am running the risk of wasting all this money and having a degree that's worthless if I can't get a job. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I think if you're passionate about it and you are truly good at it, I think you should continue to follow that and
see where it goes.
For it.
That's what my family told me. That's what a lot of my friends told me. A lot of people I don't even know have told me that before. But I don't know. It's like a risk, because then again, as I said,
life is a risk.
No, you're not wrong. No, life is definitely a risk. You're definitely not wrong. Everything we do every day.
And if you get another opportunity, like
I'm not gonna
any
turn
opportunity,
it
just
down. I'm not going to turn it down. I'm not going to turn it down. Definitely not. If I get a call from someone that says, I want you to do it, I'm like, okay.
Anything, yeah.
I'm like, okay, go for it. I'm going to go for it.
So what do you plan on doing? What's your safe route, if not weather?
That's a toughie, because
undecided.
Pretty much. And another thing is, I did go to school at the beginning of this year, and I went for about 2 months at the most, maybe. I started off at Penn State Hazleton. I had to leave there due to financial issues. I went to Luzerne County Community College. I went there for about a month, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. And I dropped out. I said, Mom, I'm dropping out of school. And I did. And I had to get a job, like a real job. And it sucked. I worked at DBI, which is D'Angelo Brothers Incorporated.
Yep.
I worked for the lawn care division. And I would wake up every morning at around 5:30 to get there for 6. I would go from 6 till about 8 or 9 o'clock at night every single day.
That's rough. Yeah.
It was awful. And that was a big eye opener to me. I'm like, man, do I really want to be doing this for the rest of my life? Or would I rather go to school and make something of myself? So that was a very, very big eye opener for me. Right after the season ended, because it's only seasonal at DBI for the lawn care, because when it starts snowing, clearly we're not cutting grass.
Yeah.
So, I made the decision to go back to school next year, this fall coming up.
Uh-huh.
And I pretty much had like stupid jobs, like stupid jobs as in like where I would like work every day because I had to, but like they just weren't fun. Like they would just suck. Not that
Nothing
any
you
job,
enjoyed, yeah.
not that any job's fun, because every job sucks, and that's just the way it is. Doesn't matter where you work, unless you're doing something you absolutely love.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. So now I work for Steve's Lawn Care, which
Mhm.
is another landscaping.
Grass,
Yeah. I don't love it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either.
Mhm.
And again, there has been times where I've been working where I'm like, I really wish I was sitting in a classroom right now.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather sit in a classroom than go out and break my back making $13 an hour at some lawn care place for the rest of my life.
What are you planning on going back to school for?
I'm probably going to go for my gen eds, and that'll give me some time to think about what I actually want to do. Because at this point now, I have to play catch up.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably I'm gonna have to load myself so I could, be at where I'm supposed to be, which is gonna suck. But I am very willing to putting in the work, because again, I would much rather be doing schoolwork and sitting in a classroom than out there breaking my back every single day.
Yeah.
For 12, 13, 14 hours.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely it's just not something I like doing. I'm not a working man, which, I mean, then there's people that are. There's people who love that.
There's labor. Yeah, there's totally
laborers.
laborers.
Yes, there's laborers, and there's not. There's school people.
Yep.
So I would definitely, I hate school, and that's the truth. I really do. I always have.
Yeah.
But again, much rather be doing school than anything else.
Yeah.
So my future endeavors, I don't know. I have no idea. If there's one thing on my mind that I would like to do, it would be business. It would be something in business, because it is universal and could be used in anything.
Absolutely.
And I feel like I could do so many things with that. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So business, that's one thing that I've always liked. And I also did take classes at the high school for business, that business management class.
Yep.
And I loved it. I loved every second of it. I honestly
too.
thought it was so fun. Like, I thought it was great. So
With Miss Renko?
yes, with Mr. Inco, yes. So
Great class.
yes, it was a great class. That was a fun class. But so that's that. So that's the only thing that's on my mind. Business.
Yeah.
Other than that, I have no idea. If business doesn't work out,
you should do something, I don't know, something business weather.
Business weather. There might be something business weather related. I'm sure there is. Again, it's universal. I mean, it could go with anything. So I mean, yeah, no, there definitely could be something with business and weather. Definitely. I've never looked into it, but I would not surprise me if there was something about it.
Yeah. So you gotta figure some stuff out, and
yeah, I have a lot of thinking to do. That's for sure. I mean, I'm not putting much thought into it now, because literally all I do is work.
yeah,
Every single day. Unless it's raining outside, I'm there for 12, 13, 14 hours every single day. So I don't really have much time to think about things like the way I should, because literally I'm so tired that I just go home and go to bed. And that's just it.
That's just what it is.
So
yeah.
once this landscaping's over, and once we get closer to the fall, I will put in my thoughts, and I will think about everything, and then I will come up with some kind of final decision based off of my whatever I'm thinking.
You still have the rest of life here ahead of you.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. And again, people change majors when they're in their senior year of college, So nothing's like, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Like when you're in college, especially when you're in college, people change their minds all the time. So I definitely have a little while to think about all that and come up with a verdict.
All right, Nick. So tell me a little bit about Grand Meme Station.
Okay, so I mean, so me and my brother Colin Smith, he's my stepbrother. He's 14. We love, like, I love memes. Like, I mean, for whoever I have in my private, I'm sure you know.
Yeah, I'm part of it.
Yes, you are part of it. I post like memes. Like, I just post funny things all the time. And sometimes I'll just post videos of something that I do, and people think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like my life is a meme. Like, that's just pretty much my life is a gigantic meme. Literally every day I wake up, something so out of the ordinary and stupid happens, and I'm just like, wow, this doesn't surprise me at all. Like, this is just my everyday life. So yeah. So me and my brother really like memes, and we always send each other memes, like, over direct message on Instagram and nonsense like that. So the one day, like a long time ago, I'm like, hey, Colin, me and you should start a meme page. And he goes, yeah, dude, definitely. So I did start it. It's called Graham Meme Station. I haven't used it since January 20th because it only has like 36 followers. I'm pretty sure I'm only following like 9 people.
Yeah.
So I really didn't, I'm like, oh, you know, it doesn't really matter. Like, this isn't like a big page. But, I mean, I could start to use it again if people will follow it.
Yeah, I was saying you should bring it back because your private stories is so entertaining.
Yeah, I don't even like
It's
whenever
just funny content.
Whenever I post stuff to my private story, I literally put no thought into it at all. Like I just like post it. Like I
That's
post
just
whatever.
your natural.
Yeah, that's just me. Like I feel like
That's
like,
why you say you're a meme.
Yeah, I am. I seriously, people say it all the time. They're like, "You're hilarious," and I'm like, I don't really know how because like whenever I like post something or I say something, like I usually mean it.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just funny though. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it's _ Graham Meme Station _ for whoever wants to follow it. Whoever watches this video, that's what it is. If people start following it, I'll definitely start posting more.
Yeah.
I have my whole camera roll is all memes and just random things. So
There will be a link in the description to that meme page.
Yes, I'll send you the link.
He should be bringing it back. He will be bringing it back, right?
I'll bring it back.
Yeah,
I'll bring it back for you guys. Yes.
The Surge Show brought back the Grand Meme Station by Nick Williams.
Yes, sir. I will start.
That's what I like to hear.
I will start posting if people start following. I'll bring it back. I don't even care really.
Yeah.
I mean, my private again. It's just
that is a meme page in its own.
It's just a meme page, really. That's all it is. So yes, that is that.
Yeah, honestly, that's like the only thing I enjoy looking at on Snapchat.
What my private?
Yeah, like nothing else.
It's
just like selfies and
yeah. Everyone's privates are selfies.
Maybe occasionally something I care about, but
yeah, Surge shirts.
Yeah.
That's my meme page, and that's that. That's that, my friend.
So speaking of Surge shirts and clothing, what is some new apparel you would like to see from Serge Clothing?
Well, I would love, and I would love this, if me and you could make a Weatherman Williams Surge shirt. I would love to see that because I did post it on my Twitter. I posted it on my Snapchat, and I got a lot of very positive feedback from people saying that they would wear it. And I mean, like over like 15, 20 people just swiping up on my story.
Yeah, people liked it, so hearing it.
Yes.
No designs yet. We'll work on some stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So that is one thing I would love to see happen. The Weatherman Williams and Serge collab.
Yeah.
So that, yes. And everything else that you have, I love. I love all your designs. I just got one of your new shirts.
Yeah, it's unreleased, so.
Yes, an unreleased shirt.
Early
sneak. Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, I love what you're doing. I think everything that you're doing is great.
Thank you.
Surge has definitely become a lot bigger from when it started, because I do remember when it did start. It really wasn't as big. Now you have people with it in Australia and London and all these Paris and all these different places. That is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
So I give you a lot of props for that, and continue the hustle, because not a lot of kids would be willing to put in the time that you put into making clothes and all that other stuff. So I applaud you.
Thank you. I apprate that.
You're
Yeah, it's
very
awesome.
welcome.
I really love it.
Good.
So we're gonna continue the tradition of signing the OG Ape Tee and have Nick sign it.
Oh yeah, let's do it. All right. This is gonna be sloppy, and I apologize.
Ooh, I like it. All right, so thank you for making it to the end of the episode with Weatherman Williams himself. We're going to be heading off. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And follow him on all his social medias.
Yes.
There will be links.
At HALCWW for anybody who wants to know if we're having school or not during the wintertime.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yep. All right. Peace.
Peace out.
Alright, Nick Angel on this shit. Let's see what I got. Pursuing all my passions, people say that I'm talented. Heard it all around but never knew how to handle it. Cause I'm on the come up and I'm really trying to shine like an angel, so don't forget my halo in the sky. Pursuing all my passions, people say that I'm talented. Heard it all around but never knew how to handle it. Cause I'm on the come up and I'm really trying to shine like an angel, so don't forget my halo in the sky. Like a diamond in the sky, cause I'm glowing through these clowns. Since my ex had me down, I never wanna back down, yeah. This motivation's crazy lately, thinking how I'm gonna make it. Cause I look up in the mirror, contemplating if I could finish food right off my plate. But I dog it out, looking all around, feeling all this doubt. Have my hat down low like the old Chris Brown. Step up to these bitches, showed them I was down, yeah, never fake. Kicking it with the snakes, think I'm stealing words. My nigga, look at me, I'm not Drake, cause I'm up to